One.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Did you miss us? I missed us. Sponge forgot some passwords. Macario got lost a little bit. But we're good. We're good. We are Wrestle Relaunch. We're back.
Formerly known as Wrestle Launch.
Formerly known as, or you forgot the password, so we had to change the name.
Formerly both. Formerly both.
You're supposed to
Today.
plead the fifth. You're supposed to plead the fifth. You're supposed to be like 47% of the country.
Today, we got your favorite company on the watch. On the show. Bill, we got the best show of the summer. The heat is real. The heat waves are coming. It is SummerSlam. Are you ready for this?
Hooray.
Today, ladies and
Uh,
gentlemen,
yeah.
for our very first episode, we've been gone for a year and 7 months, and we're still reviewing the greatest wrestling performance show ever. And we're here back with SummerSlam, ladies and gentlemen. We're here to.
No, what you're not telling the people is we've been gone for a year and a half, and now that we're finally back, it's still Brock versus Roman.
You're actually not wrong. It's
What the
still
fuck?
Brock versus Roman. Brock versus Roman. It's been going on for the
Why?
past
Why is it
decade.
still Brock versus Roman? The
And
last time we were all here, Roman was the world champ, and now we're back, and Roman is the world champ still.
that is.
We're getting PTSD from the big dog over here, the tribal chief.
Hey, if you look at it, the past. This is like advertised as the final time. And per ESPN, Roman Reigns said he hopes it's the last time because he's getting tired of wrestling Brock Lesnar as well. And with the newest, Vince retirement, Brock Lesnar said that if Vince is gone, he's gone. So this might be the indefinitely final Roman versus Brock match of
Oh my
all
God.
time.
Until next year when it's Roman Brock 93.
It's WrestleMania 40, 2024. Oh my God, Keith, you want to get over with this and let's predict these glorious matches.
What you have to realize that there's a problem. You have to realize that there's a problem.
The problem is we're missing Macario.
Well, yes, the problem is we're missing Macario. He's not speaking to me much nowadays. That's something that Sponge knows about. Uh, I'm totally kidding. Um, they've been bullying Theory on Raw and on SmackDown for like the last bunch of weeks.
Good.
But it's SummerSlam.
Mhm.
Everybody and their mother cashes in a briefcase at SummerSlam.
But if you look at it,
Why?
isn't that how they pushed Rock back then when he got squashed and obliterated by everyone for weeks and weeks and weeks?
Who?
The Rock.
No, 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 no. Not no, 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 no. The Rock won a Survivor Series match in
Oh,
like one of his first matches in
oh, you're right.
WWE.
You're
Like
right.
he was the sole survivor in Madison Square Garden. That shit was crazy. Like his push was astronomical. Like Theory should have been pushed from the start, not up against Roman and Brock, but yeah, definitely push him when world champion was around the same size as Theory, like a Seth Rollins. Austin Theory versus Seth Rollins would have probably been decent.
You believe he should still be the United States champion?
I do not, because you will never, ever, ever tell me that you're going to put somebody up against Bobby Lashley that's going to be able to take Bobby Lashley. Did you
Well,
see what that man did to a watermelon on friggin' July
oh
4th?
yeah, I saw that where he squished it up into the
He
death of that
put it in the
watermelon.
hurt lock and crushed it with his arms.
Whew, that is a scary scene to be in. Whew. Welp, speaking about crushing, the first match on this card. Oops, that's the Ric Flair last match. Keith, your favorite wrestlers of the Judgment Day are going to face off one on one with the Mysterios. Not one on one, two on two with the Mysterios with Rhea Ripley. This
Oh,
match,
Damian Priest and Finn Balor versus the Mysterios?
mm-hmm, that is the first
That's a
match.
squash. That is an immediate squash.
Who is the
If the
squash here?
Mysterios if the Mysterios win that match, I'm going to boycott every single part of WWE until they realistically get rid of Vince McMahon from behind creative.
Well, with the newly well, this is the supposedly the final Vince creative show, and after this, it's all Paul.
No,
Hopefully, no.
if you listen to the interview that Triple H did over that
The camp,
SummerSlam Access
yeah,
where they were showing off all the prospects of tomorrow,
yes.
uh, he was saying that they had to literally change a bunch of stuff on the fly because they weren't really good with the direction that SummerSlam was going to go down. Because SummerSlam was going to be overshadowed by Ric Flair's last match. Like,
It
let's
definitely,
let's face it.
and
A lot
it's
of people, a
selling.
lot of nostalgic people are going to watch that shit.
Hmm.
But you're not going to be able to put on a good show if a senile old man is still at the creative board. Like, no.
Well, hopefully Finn. Well, my take is Finn and Damian Priest. Hopefully they take the win because they are. I feel bad for Dominic, controllably, but the younger well, they're not even young. They're already Finn Balor and Damian Priest are already at age. They're almost like Finn is 41 and Ray is what 40 something too. You have those two, the 40-year-olds, and then Damian Priest and I will assume Dominic are like around the same age. A little, just Damian a little bit older. Put over the younger talent because we already seen the Mysterios, but hopefully it's a squash because if you see the Viking Raiders, they fought on the other pay-per-view. I forgot what it was called. I didn't watch it, but I know they got
Well,
squashed.
the problem with calling them younger talent is Finn Balor is a couple of years away from 40.
No, he is 41.
He's 41.
He's 41. His birthday was on Raw. The Monday. This Monday. It was his birthday and he's
Finn
turned
Balor.
41. Yeah, Finn Balor
You're
is.
telling me that Finn Balor is 41 years old.
Yep, look it up right now. I bet you $5.
I'm gonna look it up right
He
now.
is 41 years old. I was shocked too. My sister told me she was watching Raw. She's like, "Yeah, he's 41," and I was
Oh
like,
shit!
"There's,
His birthday's the day before mine.
it's crazy, isn't it?" That
That's funny.
he does not look 41. Does he look 41 to you?
He does not.
I thought he was in his 30s or at least like I was like, "Dang." But hopefully,
Oh yeah,
Damien.
yeah.
As much as I don't like the Judgment Day gimmick, it's stupid. I don't like it. It's horrendous. I hope they take the win. What is your take on this match? On your.
You never. Triple H is never gonna let his era of creative start with the Mysterios burying the two guys that should be feuding at least WrestleMania for a mid card or major title.
Mhm.
Because Finn Balor versus Damian Priest, it's going to happen.
Mhm.
Like we got the little bit of teases of it that like that stable's gonna be broken.
Soon.
It's not it like I don't like it. Like I like it, but I don't like it
Yeah.
because not everybody needs 100 million stables. AEW.
All friends wrestling.
Not everybody has to be part of a stable or a faction or like a Cirque du Soleil of troops. NWO. I mean AEW. Ugh, they need to break that up because I want to see Finn Balor versus Damian Priest
That would
for
be
like
a good one. That would be a good one.
for at least a mid card title at WrestleMania. I want to see that fight.
Indefinitely.
Anybody that's ever seen that fight on the independent circuits, you know what I'm talking about.
But where does Rhea go from this if they break up? Where would she go? Where would she land?
To the top of the food chain in the women's division where she should be.
Who is the
You don't need
Who is the Raw?
you
Oh,
don't
Bianca.
need part timers like Ronda Rousey. You don't need part timers like Charlotte Flair. You don't need part timers like Becky Lynch. No.
Right now, the current.
If your whole thing is to stay away from part timers, why are you making all of the part timers the main eventers?
You're right. Roman's the part timer. Brock is a part timer, and they're all in the
Roman
main
is
event.
leaving.
Yeah, he's
Roman is
leaving.
literally leaving after SummerSlam to go film a movie, go on vacation. Like he's doing a whole bunch of stuff.
He's doing the Rock. What
The,
the Rock did.
the night after fucking, he'll be back at the Royal Rumble. to be challenged by The Rock, or the night after the Royal Rumble to be challenged by The Rock.
Hmm.
Like, that's a feud that I kind of don't want to see either, because it's like, you watched the last Ride documentary, right?
The Undertaker one, right?
Yeah.
Well, whew, I don't really. I've watched it all, but I barely. I can remember some things if you bring them up to mind.
Did you watch the part where he was watching his WrestleMania match with Roman?
Oh, he hated it.
Did you see how stiff Roman was?
They were both stiff because I remember Undertaker got surgery the what 2 nights before, the week before, and then Roman,
That
yeah.
was that was literally supposed to be like the Undertaker's last match ever
And it was,
at WrestleMania.
and
And
Taker,
it
his
was
rule, if he doesn't
so
like it, he'll restart it.
it was so awful. I've never really ever watched an Undertaker match that I didn't like, that I didn't enjoy watching.
Hmm.
That was hard to watch.
It was sad too. It was really sad, heartbreaking.
Ugh.
Well, to make this pay-per-view even better for you, for all of us, the
Oh,
following
here we
match,
go.
the following match, I don't like him. I like the wrestler he's going against of. I don't like that he's a babyface, even though he's a perfect heel. Logan Paul versus The Miz. I loved his performance. I'm gonna be honest. His WrestleMania performance was really good. It outstood me. But I don't like that he's a babyface. Everyone hates Logan Paul. You don't like Logan Paul. I know that for sure. I don't like Logan Paul. He doesn't. He's not a wrestler. He
Yeah, but
has
you're missing the bigger picture.
the. What's the bigger
Logan
picture?
Paul has to be the face here.
I know, because The Miz is a god heel. He's a
The
god heel.
Miz is the god tier heel. Like, if
Hmm.
you had a Mount Rushmore of god tier
The Miz
heels
fits
in
there.
WWE history, Miz is on it because he's so perfect on the mic and he's so hateable. He's got a face that you just want to punch. That's how good of a character he plays.
Yes. And then you have Miz and Mrs. that appears after Raw, where he's a babyface the whole day. Well, this match I'm not really looking forward to. I mean, hopefully Logan doesn't fuck up or mess up any, like, you know what I mean, because I hopefully he gets good training by the WWE.
The Miz better win.
Yes. If he loses
The
to Logan
Miz
Paul,
better win. Like, we can't. Like, Logan Paul, he had a really good showing at WrestleMania.
mhm,
Like, I will not take away from Logan Paul.
yes.
He looked really good in the ring for somebody who had no idea what he was doing.
Yes.
But you can't let it. Like, he's gonna have to hold his own. Like, the Miz is gonna carry the entire match. Like, he's gonna have to carry the entire match. He's gonna have to oversell stuff that Logan Paul is gonna miss on a clothesline, and he's gonna have to make it look like he hit him somehow. Like, it's gonna get sloppy really really quick. I'm hoping they surprise me and put on a really great match, but like, I have no faith in wrestling today. None.
I think Logan Paul and Miz can pull off a good aspect match, like a good entertaining, watchable, like, oh, there'll be crowd pops there and they'll have some moments, and then we'll probably forget about it by next SummerSlam and be like, whoa, shit, this happened last year.
Uh,
And that leaves us on to the tag teams, another tag team match.
all I'm saying is the Miz better fucking win.
Yes, I'm praising on the Miz.
I don't want to see another Johnny Knoxville beating Sami Zayn at WrestleMania.
That was horrible.
Like, what the fuck? Like, we did. I'm so mad that this channel wasn't around for this WrestleMania, because night one of WrestleMania,
Was
God
fucking
tier.
god tier. Yes, you had,
Night two of WrestleMania
uh,
looked like fucking Impact.
and it was my birthday too. It was shitty, like my
It's so
birthday.
unfortunate.
It was so it made my birthday even more shittier. And it was already shittier. And it was bad. It was just bad. Well, it moves us on to the next tag team match of the night. The undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship match between the Usos and not the Bloodline, and the Street Profits, the Private Parties, the Street Priorities, whatever the hell they're called, with the guest referee of Double J, Jeff Jarrett. This is happening for the 800th time. I feel like this match is damaged because of the overexposure. I mean, it's a good thing that they're there every week, But I feel like the Street Profits are super overexposed. As you see every week, you've noticed that one of
The
these
Street
guys
Profits are super overexposed.
and the
You've got a
Usos.
good, you've got a good storyline going with Roman, and I hate the fact that I'm fucking saying that out loud. Like I'm so angry that Roman Reigns has been the world champ for almost 2 years, but this is the best Roman that we've ever gotten.
And we should have gotten it
Like
years ago.
this is pure heel Roman. He's literally cheating to win like 99% of his matches, but when he wins, it's decisive. It's not even close.
Like
But
it's he's such a good
you
heel
you
that we hate it.
you have this monster, this unstoppable monster on a 2-year world title reign. And if he can do this for another year,
Ooh.
he'd be like the longest reigning champion like ever.
Bruno Sammartino. He's behind Bruno, right? If I'm
He's
correct.
behind Bruno. Bruno had the title for like 3 or 4 years, but he defended it
Well, like once or like every like once a year, something like
two
that.
or three times a year. Like he's not on television every 3 or 4 days.
You're right.
Uh, but you're taking what Roman's doing, and you're literally just mirroring it to what the Usos are doing. And why would you be celebrating a tag team that's been tag champs for over a year when not even a week before they won the tag titles, Homeboy got himself arrested again?
Oh, we're going back last year.
We have to go back to last year because remember he got arrested and then he was booked in a title match and we're like, oh,
And then
well
they
he
won.
got he
And then
just
they
got
won.
arrested. There's no way they're gonna win. And then they won and we're still looking back at it a year later.
You're right about that. And it's I feel like it's just
Look at what AEW did.
Jeff.
John Moxley went to rehab.
That
Like
is
he
true.
dropped the belt and he left and he went to rehab.
Yes.
Like they will not let Jeff Hardy anywhere near the building
I know. I was gonna bring up Jeff
until he
Hardy.
gets himself right.
Yes.
They're not going to immediately give him like AEW slapped WWE in the face when they had that
That is true.
the tag title match that was supposed to be the Young Bucks and the Hardys.
And they were supposed to win. The Hardys were supposed to win, but then Jeff.
The Hardys were supposed to win. Jeff got himself in trouble, and instead of doing the Vince McMahon thing of going, "Oh, they'll never see it coming," we're going to give the guy with the DUI a world title. Why?
Well, here
How
we
did that
go.
work out for? Oh, I don't know. TNA at Victory Road.
Oh my, 2011. Is that what the one you're talking about, Sting and Hardy?
Yeah.
Oh, that was really dissolving. But out of that section, the match, the build. Well, I've been watching it weekly because I've been invested into wrestling lately. I know it's not as great, but watching them fight over and over again, and I think there was the past 2 or 3 pay-per-views that this match has been going on, where the Usos win, and at Money in the Bank. The only reason this rematch is happening is because Montez Ford's shoulders were not down when he got pinned, and that's the story build for this match.
It's so bad.
And we saw on tonight's SmackDown, Jeff
That's how
Jarrett.
you stretch. That's how you stretch it out for a few months. They're like, we have no real direction on where we want this to go,
Mhm.
so let's have a false finish that gets undone because the ref didn't see something.
Uh,
So there's another month of the Usos having the tag titles. They're like, oh, we're gonna do this again, and then there's another controversy. Like, oh, look, there's another month that the Usos are gonna. How long do you really have to stretch it out without actually just saying that they really don't have the talent they need to have
You're right.
in the tag team division? Like WWE is back to where it was 10 years ago.
Mhm.
They don't have a tag division anymore.
Just like the women's tag division.
You have makeshift tag teams on the men's side. Like you have the Usos, you have the Street Profits, you have the New Day, and then you have the Viking Raiders.
That's it, right? That's it. If I'm correct, that's literally
Find
it.
me another tag team that's not like Chad Gable and friggin' Otis. That's not a tag team. That's a makeshift tag team that they put together. It's like Sheamus and Cesaro. Sure, they were great together and they gelled really well. That's not a tag team.
Well,
Because if we're going to talk tag team wrestling, boy, I cannot. ever consider anybody in WWE to be a good tag team. Like the New Day is all right. Like they work well, but like, everything is like overly choreographed for them.
Yes.
If you want the best tag team in the world, look at a
FTR.
team that's got 6 belts on them.
Hmm. Are you talking about FTR?
FTR. WWE had them.
And they fucked them up.
WWE let them walk.
They fucked them up.
Look who the Impact Tag Champs were until recently. The Good Brothers. Oops. You let them walk too. WWE is dumb.
Very. Well, that was under Vince's control, if you remember.
Yeah, but Triple H is not going to have an easy time trying to get any of these guys back.
Because
I'll
they
tell
all
you
just
that
like,
right
because
now.
if you look at it, well, maybe some, but not all the good ones. Because if you look it back, once they got released in 2020, all those good tag teams got released in 2020, 2021. Remember what a lot of them kind of made their faces turn on WWE and be
Look at
like,
all the people. Look at all the people that jumped ship and went to AEW.
mm-hmm.
The Big Show will never come back.
Maybe for like an
Like,
appearance, a
I'm sorry.
half.
I will refer to them all as their AEW personas. Paul White will never come back. Mark Henry will never
Never.
come back.
Yes.
CM Punk, we know this. He's
Oh,
never going back.
never.
Never, 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 not ever. You might see Colt Cabana
Oh my.
before you ever see CM Punk. Uh, Bryan Danielson. Why would he ever go back to WWE now?
Hey, that's homeboy. That's hometown homeboy too.
Claudio Castagnoli is the Ring of Honor World Champion. He's never going
He's
back to
never going
WWE.
back. Mm-mm.
FTR, they have belts from all over the world
Mm-mm.
draped all over them.
Never. Ever.
Ring of Honor,
Triple
IWGP,
A.
AAA, they have title belts from everywhere just flowing over them right now. Isn't it so funny that the Blackpool Combat Club is like 99% ex-WWE guys?
You're right. You have William Regal, Brian Danielson, John Moxley,
Claudio
Claudio, and then you have Wheeler Yuta.
and Eddie Kingston, so it's like, yeah,
Well, Eddie Kingston was developmental talent at that time, wasn't he? You can you count him?
no.
Yeah.
No, he was always more of an indie circuit guy.
And you know I don't like him. He's not good. He's a good micer, good mic. But back to SummerSlam. You know,
Yeah.
we got the Usos and the Street Profits.
I forgot we were talking about terrible tag teams.
Hey, we were talking. Hey, we went to good tag teams, and now we're back to
I
terrible.
know. I wanted to stay talking about good tag teams. I
Well,
forgot we were talking about bad ones.
well, now we're back to SummerSlam. Who do you got? I got, I don't want to. I hate don't. I don't like them, but the Usos. They're probably most likely gonna retain with some stupid shenanigan because we saw tonight's SmackDown. Jeff Jarrett got involved, and there's gonna be some sort of involvement, and it's gonna.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's the swerve. Jeff Jarrett got super kicked. Therefore, he's going to help the Usos win.
You mean
Jarrett is a
no?
Jeff Jarrett
But
is one of those guys like The Miz that belongs on the heel Mount Rushmore
no.
of WWE history.
Are you sure it was
Jeff
the
Jarrett
Are you
is
sure it
the
was?
biggest heel.
Are you sure it was the Montez Fords that super kicked them?
It was not. It was absolutely not.
Well, you got the Usos. Do you got the Usos? I say Usos, sadly.
I do have the Usos. Unless Jeff Jarrett pulls a swerve and just
Says fuck
plays a
you
baby
and
face, which he's
oh.
not good at.
And up next, finally, we're gonna get to the greater side of wrestling. I'm just joking. I love Bobby. I don't like Theory, but it's his rematch from Money in the Bank for the United States title. I got Bobby. I don't need to add any comments to this match.
You don't. Bobby Lashley should win this match hands down
That's
600%.
that's it. That's all I gotta say about that match. Is that all you? I think that's it. We don't even need to stretch it. I don't think we need to stretch it. The U.S. titles, it's in its own lane. There's really nothing. This match is just there because of the rematch. If there was no rematch, I don't even think there would be like a random guy with Bobby fighting.
You don't have to blur the lines between the mid card and the world title. That's what Impact did, and that's why Impact is garbage. It's like, oh, I'm gonna be the X Division champion and then the world champion. It's like you went from a cruiserweight to beating people like
Oh, are you
Samoa
talking about? Are you
Joe.
comparing
Like
it to Theory?
how? No, like I'm not calling Theory a cruiserweight. I'm saying you need to keep the mid card titles in the mid card title lane. You need to keep the world title, the main title, in the main title lane.
Yes.
Don't blur the lines. It never ends well.
Yes. Well, after this, it's another megastar. What's what they're calling him on WWE. Happy Corbin versus Pat McAfee. I like
Oh
Pat McAfee.
my god.
I like Pat.
Pass. Pass. We're not talking about it. Fucking
Let me
Corbin snuck up behind McAfee on SmackDown and kicked him in the balls.
let
We're
me
not talking about
hold
this.
on.
No.
Hold on. Let me make a comment at least. I like Pat McAfee's in-ring work, and I just hope Pat wins. And then you said pass, so we're passing. Up
Pat
next.
McAfee Pat McAfee is really good. Baron Corbin is really good. I'm never gonna call him Happy Corbin.
Oh yeah.
I'm never gonna call him that. Baron Corbin is good in ring. Pat McAfee is really good in ring for somebody who really did not have the training like that.
Or knowledge.
But after he walked up behind him and kicked him in the balls, I have nothing to say about it.
Well, we're moving into
We
the.
did this. We did this with AJ Styles and Nakamura at WrestleMania. I don't want this.
Don't even remind me of that. Don't even remind me of 2018, please. Well, we're moving into the women's division. You ready to hold on to your hats? The Raw Women's Championship, and we're gonna go back from your take that Becky part timer should not be in this match. And in the story, I don't. It's Bianca Belair versus Becky. I don't like the story because the story is that they're going with is that Bianca is getting her, even though she's the women's champion, her revenge on Becky Lynch from what she did last year.
Oh my
That's
god.
the story, and I'm not even joking. That's what they're going
It's
with.
a you tell a backwards story like that. It's like Sponge.
Yes.
You beat me up last year, but I wound up winning the war. Like you won the battle, but I won the war. But I'm gonna come back for more. Why?
So, so I got Bianca. I like Becky, but you know this is a stupid match. I'm gonna
Yeah,
just go for
put
Bianca.
this match into historical terms.
Yes.
Put this match into World War II terms. Becky Lynch last year at SummerSlam was Japan during Pearl Harbor. Bianca Belair is the United States in this analogy.
Yes.
Why, a year after the massacre of Japan by the United States, would the United States go back and be like, I want revenge?
That's so dumb.
What? Like, that's the perfect analogy for that shit, though.
It is. It's really perfect. That was actually perfect wording. Perfect wording.
Ugh.
Keith, who do you got for this match? For the next match, so we can leave this.
Bianca versus Becky.
Your take is.
My take is I can't wait to hear Cornette shred this.
And who do you got for the match? You gotta reveal it. Come on, man. This is the
If I,
predictions.
it's a redemption story. How is it a redemption story? The champion is the champion. Like she's redeemed already. She won her title back. You know what? I'm going with Becky because this company doesn't know what they're doing anymore.
Well, you're gonna love this one even more. The next one is.
Oh my god, it's gonna be like Seth Rollins versus somebody dumb.
No, 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 no. Rollins has been removed from SummerSlam. Well,
That's
no. Well, it's been
that's
announced,
dumb.
but I don't believe it. But Rollins has been removed from SummerSlam and not having
Ro-
the match with
Rollins
Riddle.
Rollins doesn't have it. Rollins doesn't have anything to do the night of a major pay-per-view. Watch out for Cody coming back. I'm kidding. I know he's out until at least the Royal Rumble.
Well, if you want to get into worser terms, the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship against Liv Morgan versus your favorite women's Ronda Rousey. Liv better win. I hope it's not a squash match. I'm gonna be pissed if it is. I don't want Ronda as a champion. We don't need the part-timer as a champion. I'm tired of Ronda Rousey. She can't talk. She can't wrestle. I don't like her. Leave the damn company. Don't. You can't. Just your ass. Just leave. And I have to see her in 4 weeks, in front row seat too. It's depressing.
I would say that I wish somebody had a briefcase, but obviously Liv Morgan cashed in her briefcase because how else would she have beaten Ronda Rousey? So it's like, is she gonna get another lucky roll up?
I, I really hope. Just. It's just. I really hope
It's like,
Ronda
hey,
doesn't
you
win.
were champion for like a month, and we're gonna take it away from you now because you're very popular,
So
and we
stupid.
don't like that around here.
It's so stupid. And Ronda's. But so stupid. I feel like
I'll,
Liv should have
I'll tell
taken
you
the.
what though. I'll tell you what though. With all the stupid matches, the way that they're being booked right now, the results of all the matches will dictate who wrote the card. Who wrote the match card for the night.
So example, Vince writes this. Ronda wins. Vince writing. If Liv wins this, it's Hunter's writing. Is that what you're trying to say?
If Vince writes this show, Logan Paul beats the Miz in a squash.
Hmm.
Former WWE champion, did fucking
Main
Money in the
event at
Bank.
WrestleMania. He's a Grand Slam champion. He's carried the
Yeah,
IC title scene. Yeah. We don't even.
that
He's god tier.
that man that man is just short of intercontinental title reigns of catching Chris Jericho.
Yes.
That should tell you something on how good the Miz is.
Yes. And I.
I'm not talking about this freaking I can do whatever I want because I'm a wizard, Chris Jericho. That's the one thing I actually had to agree with Eddie Kingston the other day.
When he said the. Well, I don't
He said,
remember.
"I don't want this. I don't want
Oh yeah.
this
He said,
sports entertainment bullshit
I want the
nonsense."
lion
He
heart.
goes, "I want the lion heart." Like,
Hmm.
you know what?
I dig it.
So do I, but I don't think we're getting it back.
Because we have the wizard. Well, Keith, who do you have for this match so we can move on to the main event and dive on the pay-per-view? I got Liv, hopefully, praying, please.
Being a sensible human being, I've got Ronda. It's the same thing with Theory and Bobby Lashley.
Yeah,
You cannot put two people the size difference of these two people in a ring together and think that this tiny one is going to destroy the mountain.
well, they're on the
Anybody?
cover.
I- I'll put another fun analogy out there for you people. Hey, Sponge, have you ever seen Game of Thrones?
I have seen a little bit of it, but not really.
Okay, Tyrion Lannister versus the Hound.
Isn't that like
Look at the
a
size
yeah?
difference
I was
there.
about to say, isn't that like a size difference?
Don't,
Like
don't, don't, don't. Peter Dinklage, yes. Don't use any descriptive terms.
yeah.
We don't want to get shut
Oh yeah,
down on
we
the
will.
first day back.
On a new channel too. First day back on a new channel.
We don't want to get shut down on the first day back. That'd have been really funny because you would have been the one to say it.
Wow, out of the copyright site. They're on the cover. We've seen it for the past 7 year. Wait, yeah, the past 7 years we've seen it. We've seen it in the WrestleMania main event multiple times. We've seen it in the Crown Jewels multiple times. We've seen it in the Royal Rumbles multiple times. We've seen it in other
Didn't we
very
see
special
this as
events.
a main? Didn't we see this as a main? Oh, excuse me. Pardon. Didn't we see this as a main event where somebody wound up cashing in their
And it
briefcase
was the
at
glorious
least
moment of the
once?
best life. Yes, the best moment of WWE history ever. And you probably disagree with me, but you know it is. Yes, we saw it. And we even saw it at this year's WrestleMania. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar with a twist in a last man standing match.
Oh my God! You got to keep somebody down for 10 so Theory can come out and pin him for 3. No way!
Ah,
Now I'll tell you right now. This is the prime example of you're gonna find out who wrote this match card
yes.
because Brock's going to win,
And then you
or
can
it's
have
gonna be a,
Theory.
or it's gonna be a dumbass double count out.
Because you think if Theory catches in, doesn't it make it a triple threat? And then it makes it like not last man standing anymore, and then it fucks it over, and then everyone gets like the winner is gonna be someone stupid, and then everyone goes home mad, right?
No, because you'll see if Vince McMahon is in charge,
Yes.
and only if Vince McMahon wrote the ending to this match.
Hmm.
Brock and Roman will do something ridiculously dangerous, and both of them will be down for the count of 10. But
Oh,
Theory
I
will
see
come
you.
out and cash in the briefcase while the referee's counting to 10, and he doesn't even have to do anything.
But will he win?
Of course he will.
We're all gonna go home.
If Vince wrote this nonsense, Theory is going to walk out of SummerSlam as the world champion.
I'm gonna be so disappointed.
If Triple H wrote the end to SummerSlam, Theory's going to get F5'd like
Annihilated.
10 times all
Annihilated.
over the building.
And then who would be the winner? Because I hope Brock wins. I have my money on Brock. But who would be the winner under Triple H's role? I know Triple H is behind a little bit of Roman's push, but I want Brock. But Brock wants to leave.
Brock's going to win. Roman is leaving.
I know Roman's. I know he's leaving. They're both trying to leave, aren't they? Roman's trying to go to do his thing, and then Brock is mad because they offered him something to stay. Obviously, they obviously offered him something.
Yeah, they had to have offered him like
Oh shit!
85% creative control of his own stories.
Yes.
Which, if you've heard Brock on the mic lately, I'm giving it to him.
Yes.
Brock is the most reliable guy you've got because he doesn't get hurt.
And he doesn't mess around in the ring. Certainly does not fuck around.
He doesn't. Like he has those moments that we keep talking about, like when Braun Strowman first came up and he was a
Boom.
little too
And he
aggressive.
punched him in the head with. He gave him that whole punch in the head.
Punched him in the head and he told him to
Slow
slow the
down.
fuck down.
Mhm.
Like that's the leadership that you need from Brock because for everybody out there that doesn't understand why somebody would hit somebody like that for real, that's called a receipt.
Yes. Leaving that mark.
Somebody done bumps you too hard and like absolutely not what they're supposed to be doing because they're really green, and they come up and they catch you with a good stiff one. That's called a receipt. You want a good example of a receipt? Watch The Undertaker versus Rey Mysterio and that ridiculous one-on-one that they had.
Mhm.
Rey broke The Undertaker's nose because he missed a spot. Undertaker chucked him around the ring and threw him over the top like he was trash. That's a receipt. But that's a receipt for a veteran who knows better.
Well, that wraps up this pay-per-view. Hopefully tonight it doesn't. Tonight, yeah, tonight by the time it will be published, it will be like it's already what 3 a.m., 2 a.m. for you this morning.
That's 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 our prediction for Stomach Turn. It's a stupid show. SummerSlam. There we go.
There you go. Our predictions are in. We can call it shit slam. If that's is that allowed? Is that allowed? Is that allowed, Will?
WWE Super Slam.
Yeah. Yes, that is our prediction. I hope you guys enjoyed our. I hope you guys enjoyed Keith's knowledgeable wrestling knowledge because that was some very smart analogies and our predictions. Keith, you got any remarks before we go?
Yeah, my name's not Keith. My name is Villain. I am the villain.
Or are you anonymous?
No, 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 no. Fuck Josh.
Well, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you after this SummerSlam for the review.
Juicy.